Hey guys, welcome back to Genius Learning. All right, so I want to try to draw discs all along the sphere, right? So instead of the sphere looking like this with one disc, right, I want to draw just a bunch of discs as they get smaller and then as they get smaller here. So let me show you what I mean. So when we're drawing a sphere, what do we start off with? Let's do an average of the circles, right? And then now to draw the discs, right, we already learned how to draw this center one. So let's go ahead and do that, all right? Okay, I'm gonna go a little fast because I already showed this in the previous video. Okay, so I just wanna show the new parts. So we got the center disc, right, which we already learned how to draw. Okay, now I want to make it all discs. So let's say I want to put a dot here and here, here and here, okay, here, here, and maybe one more there. So now I'm going to do the same I've been doing before. So the arcs, so the curves, right, can follow this kind of direction, right, when trying to connect to the other one. Just like the previous videos, if you need to. If you don't, you know, if you already know what kind of shape you need, then that's perfect. So connect them, right? Make an average of the lines and make it dark once you feel good about it, okay? And then what we're gonna do, just like in this one, how we connected the dots in the back. So I drew a Z line going up. We need to connect the dots in the back for each one. So just how we connected it down here, we need to go the opposite way and connect it with the dots here. And the same on top. So the shapes we're kind of making look like that. And then this one here looks like that. You know, this is the dotted line, this is the darker line. This bottom one here kind of looks like that. You know, these are like what the shapes are looking like, just in case, you know, you don't see it too well. This one here is the front, and then we need to make a dotted line in the back, right? And so you can't really tell what the back is yet, but like the general shape is that you're gonna do this and then like an oval type of thing coming back. And then the bottom one, let's make some dotted lines back here, right? Okay, so these are the dark ones, the bottom ones, right? And the back ones are the dotted ones. Okay, so we have all of them. Now let's do what we did for this one. We're gonna shade it going one way, right, evenly. And then doing the other way, we're only gonna go halfway. We're not gonna do all the way shading. Halfway, okay, we're gonna do all the way this way, and then halfway on the opposite end, all the way this way, and halfway on the opposite end, and the same for the last one. Okay, so let's shade it in a little bit in the back here, right, just like in the previous videos. We're just gonna shade this back line a little bit, and that's it. So now you see how the left side of this sphere full of discs looks darker than the right side, and that gives it that 3D effect. So what we did, not looking at it with the sphere and everything, is shade this way for everything, right? Just perfect lines, you know, perfectly spaced out lines like that in one direction. The other direction, right, is not going to be perfectly spaced. We're not going to pass this edge. So we're just gonna go up to there, up to there, up to there, maybe up to there, boom. This side too, okay, done. Just halfway, halfway. See, we make the back lines darker, the dashed lines. You wanna make them really dark. Make them contrast with what you just did, like that, okay? You wanna make the front just as dark as you did to those lines. All right, and then you wanna shade this dotted line, but very lightly, just not darker than it is, just lightly shade it, and then shade this side like that. You see how I just made this side darker and this side stayed lighter. So I'm just gonna shade a little bit here, shade a little bit here in circles, whatever. Just kind of rough shading, doesn't need to be perfect. And there you go. So now you have the left side is darker, the right side is lighter, right? And then just make a dotted line all the way through. And I'm gonna show you where you need to make them dark. So from the center, this line here should be dark, all the way to the ring of the one on top. And then draw a dot in the center of that ring, and again a solid line until you get to the ring, and then right from the center of it all the way up. Okay, again here from the center of the ring of the disc, solid line up until the next one. Okay, and then from here to here, and then dotted line all the way down. So you see how it looks like this is going through, but it's not going through the outside, it's going through the inside only. All right, so what I did was, let's see if I can draw a straight line here. I'm gonna draw a dotted line. I'm just gonna draw a dot in the center of each one, or try to be the center. Maybe this will be the center, something like that. It'll be a little off center, but you can see the point. So draw a dot in the middle of all of them. And now let's start from the bottom. So from the bottom, from the dot in the middle, draw a solid line up until you get to the curve. Done. The next dotted line, the next center dot to the curve, solid line. Done. Go to the center of the next one and upward, solid line up until the curve. Done. And then again for the last one, from here up until the curve. And that's crooked, maybe we could extend it a little bit to look more even. Yeah, something like that. So up until that, and then we get the center of the top one, and then we just extend it outward. That's our Z. Okay, so this is kind of like the naked version of this one, just so you can see a little more clear. And now we have a sphere made from rings instead of, you know, a full sphere. And so let's see how we can maybe do that in a quicker way. So we have, let's say, a light circle. Okay, we're gonna have this ring here, we're gonna have this ring here. Again, I'm just gonna speed draw a little bit so that way you can see how we do this a little quicker. All right, the solid lines could be light like this, and it could be messy. This is how really, you know, I draw when I'm in a rush. So you want to make one side darker like we've been doing. Okay, draw these a little darker. Okay, and then from the middle upward, from the middle upward, from the middle upward, from the middle up, and from the middle up, and then dotted line. See, that one slipped. Let's see if we can. I'm usually not that picky, but just for the video, I just want to make sure it's clear that from the center to the curve. Okay, and then if you really want, you can erase this light little circle you drew in the beginning. All right, to make it just look like discs. Maybe the problem wants you to integrate all the discs, because you can integrate, you know, all the discs over a sphere to calculate stuff. That's some Cal 3, so yeah, that's basically it. All right, so let's do some other videos and show some different things we can do with these spheres, okay? Thank you for watching.